feel it coming in the air.
Yeah.
The sonic symbols everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to the truth.
I'm ready.
It's a dangerous love
I'ma
affair.
expose it.
Can't be scared when
I'ma
it goes
reverse it.
down. Stand for
Flip the
freedom
script.
here and now.
Undo the spell.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna free this town
Bring it.
tonight. Who's gonna free this town
Yeah.
tonight?
What's up?
The new world order's going down.
What up, Flame? We are,
Yeah.
if I said it, we are. Watch the truth rising,
Yeah.
global
What's
resistance.
up?
Get your fatigue, cause they sold out everyone. Black people, white people, sold out everyone. Jay-Z's another buster, kneeling down a Bilderberg. I'll get more in depth, cause you boys really need a word. Throwing up a pyramid, it's all Illuminati. Now I'm jamming pocket, trying to find my shotty, cause I hear the prophets calling, trying to calm me down. I'm trying to spit the facts. It's this 666 when you play it from the back. Yeah, I'm talking more drama, Rockefeller 80% dead threat. Don't forget, when they come for the neck.
True Chaser, Paul Wesley, and I am on my way to expose Fox News for the lies of humanity, for the news that they don't actually bring us, the mainstream media lies, and I am on my way to expose Fox News. And I just want to say, self-empowerment and love is key. Empower yourself, love yourself, and get ready, because here it comes. Out here in front of KYW News Radio 1060, and asking the hard questions. Why aren't chemtrails being talked about? Why wasn't the Monsanto March even covered by the mainstream media? And as you'll see in my video, what had happened? No answer. These are the scumbag media who don't cover anything.
My husband.
So you have to run it like by somebody if I interview? Why? So can I ask you about the NDAA and how unreal it is that Barack Obama is basically signing executive laws for the citizens? Where are you going? Where are you going, you coward? What about your children? About Barack Obama signing the NDAA? Why don't you talk about the fact that Homeland Security has 1.6 billion ammo? Why don't you talk about that type of news, sir? Huh, you scumbag? You son of a bitch?
Do not want to come outside. They fear us. They fear the nation. They do not want to come outside because they're traitors. Crimes against humanity, you scumbags. Can you hear me out here, you scumbucket? Any one of me meteorologists in there, you're a traitor and a criminal against humanity. You should be tried for genocide for not even talking about chemtrails. Your children are looking at you like you're a piece of trash. And that's what you are, hiding there. I dare one person right now for Fox News to come outside and confront any one of us about chemtrails. Confront any one of us about geoengineering. Stop selling your soul. You have one chance to come out here and redeem yourself right now.
I've been to that.
What are you waiting for? I don't think these people are human beings. I don't think these people are human beings because anybody who would not even touch base on chemtrails or Monsanto or geoengineering or Harvard, they're not human beings. Demons!
So we're all here in solidarity.
Where the fuck is Fox News at? Why isn't Fox News covering
Where the
this?
fuck is Fox News? They're all covering some bullshit that doesn't matter. They're probably covering Miley Cyrus right now.
You know what? You know what? I don't understand why the mainstream media isn't out here covering this right now.
I don't know.
Are they too good to come out here and cover this? Is that what the what's the main? I mean, I see people with cameras, but no one else is
They're worried
filming.
about what someone said on some TV show or what movie star is dating who. That's the news these days, unfortunately.
Right.
So, unless we're famous, they don't care.
This is what you're giving me. Are you aware of the NDA that Barack Obama signed? I'm asking you a question. You don't have the time to talk to me about this because you're the media.
Sir,
Do you know what's this? This is what you're giving me.
Question you have called at me for.
I'm asking you a question. Why can't I ask you? What are you going to do? Are you going to lock me up because I'm asking you a question?
I'm about ready to go.
All you can do is walk away. But what I want to ask you is, are you aware of the NDA that Barack Obama signed?
Then I'm done.
What do you have to say? Come on.
I already said it, sir.
What excuse do you have about the NDA? What excuse do you have about Homeland Security to sign 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition? What is it? Oh yeah, so you're No answer? You see the chemtrails? Is there a reason why, not you in general, but is there a reason why the mainstream media doesn't cover chemtrails?
I'd be happy to talk to you at some time, but I'd like to do my job here right now.
So you have no comment on chemtrails?
I don't. Not at this time, no.
All right. So can I have something so I can contact you at another time? You're a journalist. Why aren't you filming this young man? Why aren't you filming him? Interviewing this young man. Do you care about our children's future?
Yes. Okay.
Of course I do, sir.
You do. And how come you don't report the fact that chemtrails are spreading there?
I do my job, right?
Yeah, you do that.
For Fox News protesting chemtrails. We accuse Fox News of mass genocide, crimes against humanity. You will no longer sit back and allow you to poison our people. We will no longer sit back and allow you not to cover the real news that needs to be covered. The fact that our crops are being poisoned, the fact that our air is being poisoned, and the fact that you don't give a shit what happened. And we know you're in there, you can see us through that window. The Great Awakening is here. We are here. We are now. And you may think that it's okay to sit behind your desk and ignore us, but when your children and your grandchildren go up and they look you in the eye and they say, why didn't you fight for me? Why didn't you fight for me? You're going to have to answer that question and not us.
Well, the mainstream media doesn't cover this. Does the mainstream media cover this? Is Fox News here today?
No.
Is Fox News here today?
No, so this isn't playing in Texas at all, or any of those other states.
Let me tell you something. The news keeps talking about how the government regime, how I said it's army, bombed this and bombed that. Where was the news when my aunt's house got bombed by the fucking opposition?
So your aunt's house actually got bombed by the opposition?
2 of my aunt's houses.
2 of them?
Yeah. So, like, the news never tells you about my dad's cousin who's 15 years old, got raped, sent back home butt naked with a message that says this is going to happen to the rest of you.
Wow.
The news is not going to cover that. So.
But the news will cover the Olympics.
The news will cover Honey Boo Boo and any.
Fucking hell, dude. I want to show that we're ready to stand up to the mainstream media. Who doesn't speak out? It's like they're gag ordered.
They're controlled by the corporate arm that wants to take our liberties, just like taking the guns from honest Americans, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers that ain't going to do shit.
Right.
You take it from good people, that's not going to make criminals harmless, that's going to make us help.
You're here for the eviction today, right? Right? But you're not here when we march. Why is that? Why is it that the media is always around when shit is bad, like evictions and different stuff like that? But when it comes time where we march against the 1% that hold this country down, I didn't see you when we marched to the Liberty Bell. Where were you then? No comment? No comment. You were just as bad as the ones who hold us down. You're always here for the shit like this. But when it comes down to when we march about, how come you put on TV, you put that it cost the city $1 million, Occupy Philly, right? How did it go from $600,000 2 months after we started to $1 million to $1 million? I don't want your card. From $1 million a week later. A week later, you're garbage. You work for the system. You work for the system, and all you do is spread lies.
Sir, you asked us whether we didn't cover an event. I'm giving you my information.
I know. There's no excuse for it. You should have been there. You should have been there. Yeah, tomorrow. There's no excuse. You're disgusting. The whole meeting.
Security signs. Can you answer that? 1.6 billion and the armored cars that Homeland Security ordered to kill U.S. citizens. What are you hiding? Are you a human being? I mean, seriously, you have to have kids, right? Why won't you talk about this? Talk about the chemtrails. Look at the sky, the chemtrails that are being sprayed. You have nothing to say? Are you reptilian? Come on, say something. Nothing to say. You're the mainstream media and you're not going to talk about these things? Dude, you have to have a family. Is your family worth the job that you have? You know what's going on. Say something. No, you just want to. You should be tried for crimes against humanity. Plain and simple. As these gates come down, I want you to know I'm on your fucking ass. Every fucking day I will be here. You scumbag. What about your children? You're a coward. You're a coward. It's the street. This is Fox News, supposedly fair and balanced. And I went to Fox News, sir. What is your name?
Chuck Hepburn.
Chuck, how are you, sir?
Good.
Now, when I went into Fox News, I said, you know, can I come in? They wouldn't let me in. I said, well, you know, I just want to go in there and report the real news about the drone strikes and about the shit they put in our food, about the shit they put in our air and our water, and they wouldn't let me in. Chuck, why won't they let me in? What is your opinion?
Because they don't want to hear from what real people got to say. That's my opinion.
Now, I think that they're killing off the masses, because if you look at the chips, if you look at like the candy, anything, the autistic kids, the shots they give our kids, you know, why don't these people want to hear what we have to say?
Well,
what we have to
They
say?
did that to my son. They put that stuff up his nose,
Right.
for that swine flu or whatever it was, and
Right.
he's sick every week now. He never was sick his whole life until he put that stuff up his nose.
That's right.
And they never even asked my permission. They just did it on their own.
Now see, Chuck, these cowards across the street here, they hide.
Yeah.
But these cowards that hide across the street, Chuck, have kids, have grandkids.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to people that are watching, to these fuckers that are across the street when they see this, that have kids?
I'd have to say, listen,
That won't let me in. What do you have to say?
Listen to what people got to say, not what the hell you're reporting.
Do you think?
The reports. Look at the stupid human interest.
The greatest form of control is where you think you're free when you're being fundamentally manipulated and dictated to. One form of dictatorship is being in a prison cell and you can see the bars and touch it. The other one is sitting in a prison cell but you can't see the bar, you think you're free. What the human race is suffering from is mass hypnosis. We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers. We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us not be slaves. And everybody's just walking around, head in the clouds, wanna wake up to a dead in the grave. But then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
Everybody is slaves, only some are aware that the government releasing poison in the air. That's the reason I collect so many guns in my lab. I ain't never caught slipping, never underprepared. Yeah, they shade sign on me, they just break it proudly. George Bush, the grandson of Aleister Crowley. They want you to believe the lie that the enemy's Saudi. The enemy ain't Saudi, the enemy around me. It's fluoride in the water, but nobody know that. It's also a prominent ingredient in Prozac. For real? How could any government bestow that upon people who believe in political throwback? That's not all that I'm here to present you. I know about the Black Pope and Solomon's Temple. Yeah. About the Vatican assassins and how they will get you. And how they clone Barack Hussein Obama in a test tube.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us not be slaves. And everybody's just walking around, head in the clouds, wanna wake up to a dead in the grave. But then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end.
Whoever built the pyramids had knowledge of electrical power. And you know that that's the information that they suppress and devour. Who you think the motherfuckers that crashed in the tower? Who you think that made it turn into action an hour? The same ones that invaded your own. The ones that never told you about the skeletons on the moon. Yeah, the ones that poison all the food you consume. The ones that never told you about the Mount Vesuvius tombs. The bird flu is a lie, the swine flu is a lie. Why would that even come as a surprise? Yeah, the polio vaccine made you die. It caused cancer and it cost a lot of people their lives. Do y'all know about Bohemian Grove? How the world leaders sacrificing children in robes? Lucifer is God in the public school system. I suggest you open up your ears and you listen.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us not be slaves. And everybody's just walking around, head in the clouds, wanna wake up to a dead in the grave. But then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
The greatest hypnotist on planet Earth is a oblong box in the corner of the room. It is constantly telling us what to believe is real. If you can persuade them that what they see with their eyes is what there is to see, you don't. Because they'll laugh in the face of an explanation that would portrays the bigger picture of what's happening. And they have.